Hope everybody doing good. Hey everybody, what is going on? Great day it is, everybody. I'll wait a few seconds, wait till you guys come on in. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are doing great. It is in the 80s down here in Florida, man. The weather is beautiful. Oh my goodness, loving it. Loving this weather, folks. Loving this weather. I want to talk to you guys about something. What time is it? It's 2:08. I gotta be done with this live before 2:30 because I have a conference call at 2:30. Isn't that something? Hope you guys are doing good. Don't know who came in yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started because this is a topic I covered before. A topic I've covered before. So those of you who have heard this topic before, as I talk about 5 steps to a great comeback. 5 steps, man. 5 steps to a great comeback. Man, this is going to be good. I got information, man, about this, you guys. Man, I'm telling you, it's going to be off the chain. Hope you guys are ready. Well, first of all, we got to understand something, that everybody's going to have setbacks. Everybody's going to have downfalls. Everybody's going to have points in their lives where they almost hit bottoms. Many of us is going to hit bottom, and there's nothing about that that's going to change. Okay, so just be ready, folks. And guys, hold on a second. I'm about to get started. Give me 1 second. All right, people, let's get this thing going. I want to talk to you guys about 5 steps to a great comeback. I don't care who you are. I don't care how successful you are. You best to believe that you are going to have some trial and error in anything you do. You're going to have some times where life is going to be frustrating to you. Business is going to be frustrating to you. What you're trying to accomplish is going to be frustrating to you. And whether you are prepared for it or not, those times are coming. Anything that could possibly go wrong with your business probably will. You're going to have some major and minor setbacks. You're going to have to get over some hurdles in your life, in your business as well. So we're going to talk about 5 steps to a great comeback, how I became homeless and recovered from being homeless. This was like 6 years ago, and had success after that. Okay. And I've had some trials and tribulations after that point, during that success period. I've had some ups, I've had some downs, but I had to stay balanced. I had to stay even keel, right? I didn't get on that up and down roller coaster. From what I understand, they call that bipolar. So that ain't me. I'm not going to sit here and claim any of this mental illness a lot of people are out here claiming. That ain't me. I don't care how rough life is, and I don't care how challenging life is. You will never hear, and you can. In this case, I am saying never. As they say never. I am saying never. You will never hear me or see me go out here and start claiming some mental illness like a lot of people doing, because that become the new fad. Everybody and their grandmother now is running around here talking about they crazy. Please, man. Stop that shit, y'all. But let's talk about the 5 steps to a great comeback. I don't care what you're going through in your life. You're going to have some trials and tribulations. You're going to have some hurdles to get over. You're going to face some adversity in anything you do. So we're going to talk about this thing, folks. 5 steps to a great comeback. Are you guys ready for that? Let's start with number 1, of course. What is the first step The first of the 5 steps to a great comeback. The first step is to become a problem solver. You have to become a problem solver. Hey, Yolanda Butler. Let me say that again. 5 steps to a great comeback. The first step is to become a problem solver. I see a lot of people who are public speakers, a lot of people they call themselves life coach and everything. And I'm not a title guy. I don't give myself titles. I just tell you what I do. And and I see a lot of the issues that they're going through. They supposed to be life coaches or speakers, or they're supposed to be brand strategists. They're supposed to be all of these things. And what I notice is they throw themselves out there as not being able to cope with what life throws at them. And I'm not telling you life is going to just be what it is to you and you're just supposed to just accept it and keep it moving. Yes, you're going to face some challenges. You can't sweep nothing under the rug. There are no shortcuts in life. Nope. You got to solve problems. Problems are there. Solve the problem. So you got to be a problem solver. If you can't solve your own problems, how can you call yourself a coach or a entrepreneur to help people solve their problems? You can't do it. One thing, a lot of people come up to me and ask me about some challenges that they have. And here's a smart thing to do. If you're an entrepreneur, you're a speaker like I am, you're a coach, what a lot of people claim that they are out here. Stop trying to take on everybody's problems. Yes, you can be a problem solver, but that doesn't mean that you're qualified to solve everybody else's problems. Right? And you're never going to solve anybody else's problem. All you can do is help them to solve their own problem. So if you're on Facebook and you're out there blabbing about the issues and challenges that you have and you're venting, people calling vent, it's still negative energy. It's still complaining. I don't understand why they don't want to call venting complaining. You're complaining. You're bitching. Plain and simple. So you're out here, you're calling yourself a coach, you can't solve your own problems, you're blabbing your problems out on social media. What kind of entrepreneur does that? What type of life coach really does that? How can you call yourself this and that, and you help people solve problems, and you can't even solve your own problem? Nuri, how you doing? Brother Donald Dowich, how you doing? Tara Davis, good to see you. So here's the key, folks. If your yard is full with leaves, you haven't raked your yard, you don't have the tools to rake your yard. Don't go to the neighbor next door or across the street and tell them, hey, you really need to rake your yard. You haven't raked your own damn yard. You haven't solved your own problem. How are you going to help somebody else with theirs if you can't solve yours? I ain't saying. I'm just saying. You can't solve your own problems. You got to help other people solve theirs, but you can't solve your problems. That does not make sense, folks. That's number one. Into the 5 steps to a great comeback. Solve your own problems. You have to become a problem solver. And you're going to have plenty of them. For every new level, there's a new devil. See? So every time you resolve an issue, every time you take your business to the next level, guess what? There's a new devil. You're going to have to still face more challenges on another level. When you get past those challenges, it's just like college. You can't go on to the next level in college unless you pass the exam. So you are going to be faced with plenty of exams in your life and in your business life. And you can't get to the next level if you can't pass those exams. So when you become a problem solver, regardless of what level you're on, regardless of what levels of adversities that you're going to face, you are in a position to solve them. Not sweep them under the rug, not ignore them, just like bill collectors. You don't ignore them. Solve the problem. Either you pay them or you get them off your credit report or something. You solve the problem. Point blank. So the next step, folks, we talking about 5 steps to a great comeback. Please share this video. 5 steps to a great comeback. Number 1 was to become a problem solver. We just went over that. What is number 2? What is number 2? Step number 2 to a great comeback. Step number 2 is learn from your failures. Because guess what, people? You are going to fail. You are going to fail. Tracy Rawlings, how you doing? Hey, Sylvia Fleming. Folks, I'm going to say that again. You are going to fail. Don't care how much of a genius you are, you're going to fail. Albert Einstein said once, the thinking that has brought me this far has created problems that this thinking cannot solve. So you're going to fail. No matter how smart you are. You're going to face some failures in your life, folks, and you're going to have to learn from the failures. You know, they say that experience is the best teacher. No. Experience is not the best teacher. The best teacher is evaluation. So when you fail, that's your experience. What are you doing with the failure? You have to evaluate it. You have to see what caused it to go wrong. I just did a 149-page proposal. I had to tweak. I had to make some friendly amendments in for a major project that I told you guys I would tell you once we are approved of it, right? And let me tell you something. This project is huge, so I had to make tweaks in the proposal. 146 pages. And as I put in the table of contents had everything in line of all of the 146 pages. And then when I merged all of the files together in a PDF, right? That's right, Tracy. When I put all of those PDFs together in one file, I merged them all. Then I've noticed that it became 2 pages off in the proposal. So I had to go through I had to install Acrobat Pro, which is a tool, which is a software I have to pay for now every month. Like $14, $15 a month. I said, what the hell? It's better than just going back to Word, editing it, and then reconverting the file again and then into PDF, and it all goes haywire. So what did I have to do, folks? I had to learn from the failure. And when I learned from the failure, I figured out what caused the failure. I fixed the failure. I had to evaluate the mistake that I made, right? And I evaluated, and I went through PDF, Adobe Acrobat Pro, went into the table of contents, and took everything on each page and came back 2 pages. And that perfectly lined all the pages in that proposal perfectly with the table of contents. So evaluation is the best teacher, not experience. See, the experience was all screwed up. The pages was all screwed up in the table of contents. That's the experience. That's not what I learned from. What I learned from is my evaluation of the screw up. You guys understand what I'm saying? So that's number 2. That's step 2 in 5 steps to a great comeback. Number 1 is become a problem solver. Number 2 is learn from your failures. And what is step number 3? I'm going to make this real quick, folks, because I got 10 more minutes. I got to get ready for a conference call at 2:30. Listen, step number 3 to a great comeback is, this is a good one. Stay away from negative people and environments. You guys get that? Step number 3 is to stay away from negative people and environments. And I spoke about this several times, even recently on my other podcast, just recently when I went live, I talked about relationships. There are 2 types of relationships, folks. Only 2. There are nourishing relationships, and then there are toxic relationships. You're in either one of those 2. That's the key. And that relationship, you have to ask your question about that relationship. What is this relationship doing for me? Is it taking me where I want to go, or taking us where we want to go, or is it taking me in a direction that I'm not comfortable with? Some people say I'm in a toxic relationship. Yeah, you know why it's a toxic relationship? Because both of you are toxic. And many people have a hard time swallowing that. And let me explain. Let me illustrate this. When you are in a relationship, again, like I said, there are two types of relationships, nourishing and toxic, right? Regardless of all of those two, it takes two people to be in that relationship. And let me explain. Let me break down the word relationship as I did previously. You have relation, which means the two of you are relating to one another. See? You're relating to one another. It takes two people, more than one person, to be in a relation. So you two of you are relating to one another. And the second part of that word relationship is ship, which means what does ship do? Ships go from place to place. Ships are going somewhere. So whatever that relationship is, whatever the relations you have with that individual, you guys are going somewhere. Now, it might be going where you don't want to go, or it might be going where you do want to go. But that's what a relationship is. So if it's going where you don't want to go, that means it's toxic. And let me tell you why. It's not only because the both of you are toxic, is the reason why I said toxic relationship. Let me illustrate that part. It's toxic because that individual might be doing things or having a certain lifestyle that you don't like. That's toxic to you. And the reason why you're toxic is because you're staying there and you're soaking up all of that negative energy. And it's possibly something that you're doing that's toxic that they don't like. And they're also toxic not only because of what you claim that they're doing, but they're also toxic because they're staying there with you. So therefore, you guys are in a toxic relationship. You're banging heads, you're having difficulties. So that's step number 3. Stay away from negative people and environments. Even if it's your own job. If your job really, really is that negative, get out of it. Quit. Well, I need to pay my bills. Okay, then don't claim that a job to be a negative environment because it's doing something very positive to your life. See, MIT did a study some time ago, and that found that most people who suffer heart attacks suffer those heart attacks between 5 and 10 a.m. on a Monday morning, going to work. 87% of the people in the working class hate their job. And it's not the job, it's the people they work for. 87% of the population hate their job, folks. So stay away from negative people. I don't care if it's your own family. I don't care if it's your own kids, grown kids. Get them out of your life. If they're bringing toxic environment to your domain, get them out of your life. Okay? Step number 4. To a great comeback. Step number 4 is believe in yourself when no one else will. Let me repeat that. Believe in yourself when no one else will. People aren't going to believe in you. There are people going to be skeptics of what you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish in your life. There are going to be people who are just going to talk behind your back and say, he ain't going to do nothing, or she ain't going to do nothing. That ain't for long. They ain't going to amount out to doing shit. That's fine. People said it about me. I don't care. But don't say it to my face, because you say that to my face, that is almost unforgivable for me. And you probably will never hear me have a decent conversation with you for the rest of your life. Oh, I don't play. I don't play. Encourage me if you love me. So believe in yourself when no one else will. Dr. Dennis Kimbrough shared a story once about little Sammy in the 3rd grade. This is a funny story. And little Sammy was painting a picture. The teacher walks up to Sammy and says, Sammy, what are you painting? Sammy says, I'm painting a picture of God. The teacher says, well, Sammy, no one knows what gods look like. Sammy said, they will in a minute. So, folks, believe in yourself when no one else will. I got 4 more minutes to go. Okay, so that's step number 4. Number 5. Here's number 5, the last one. Number 5 is never, ever, ever quit. Never, ever, ever quit. That's step number 5. Never quit on your goals, dreams, and your aspirations, folks. You can pump a well till you can think that well is dry. Eventually, something's coming out. Keep pumping. You got to do what you got to do, folks. You got to be like a woodpecker that picks the same place in a tree. Those are good metaphors, right? The woodpecker will keep picking that same place in that tree. The reason why the woodpecker won't switch places is because they see progress in where they're pecking. They see that the hole is getting deeper where they're pecking, where they're trying to get food or whatever it is that they're trying to get into, or what they want out of that area, but they're pecking on that tree. But here's the thing, folks. If you're hammering at one area and you don't see the results coming, don't change. Don't quit. Just go in another direction. See, they're always one way. See, that's a different metaphor for the same message. Go another direction. You got a hurdle. How do you get past the hurdle? You got to go over it. But if you look at the relay races, you don't always have to jump over the hurdle. You can go under it. You can go under it. Go whichever way, whatever's possible. By any means necessary, you need to get on the other side of that hurdle. Whether you bust through it, jump over it, climb under it, whatever it takes, get on the other side. But never, ever, ever quit on your goals, dreams, and aspirations, folks. I hope this was very helpful to you all. I had 2 more minutes before my conference call. So with that being said, I want you guys to share the video if it was helpful to you, or just put in the comments as well if it was helpful. If you don't think it's helpful, share it anyway, because I'm sure you know somebody that this can help. Okay, so lastly, I want you guys to do me one bigger favor, right? And that is to sing like no one can hear you, dance like no one can see you, love like you've never been hurt, and live like it's heaven on earth. I'm Jay Hunter Lee. I love you, and the world needs you. So wash your hands, wash your ass. Peace and blessings. Have a great day.